Hey YouTube, I hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to be going over a Tenz VOD where he drops 50 kills. I'm going to break down the things he does right and maybe even some things that he does wrong. I'm just going to give you my overall thoughts and more perspective to how to play like Tenz. As a lot of you guys probably aren't close to Tenz's level, at least that's what I'm going to guess. I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you're enjoying the content, feel free to join my Discord server linked below. This is where you can win a free coaching session for yourself, or you can subscribe and get a bunch of other benefits, like the ability to watch every single coaching session I've ever done. You can get your tracker reviewed live on stream, or you can sit in with me while I break down pro players' gameplay and explain why they do the things that they do. Or maybe you just want to enter sub wars and destroy some of my other subscribers live on stream. Anyways, enough selling out. Have a good one. So Tenz is going sheriff here. A lot of like Radiant Jets do this just because like on Pearl specifically, just because of the long angle fights that you're going to be taking. It's super good. So whenever you're playing Jets, I don't like it so much on other maps where you have to like explode through. But on maps like Pearl where you're going to be going down B long, it's just like you can two tap people in the body from like any range. And like if they peek and you tap them, it does a lot of damage. There aren't too many maps where I kind of like it. It's like maps like Icebox, maps like Pearl. It's really good. Like he's 3v4. He knows he needs to look for a fight, and he also knows that he wants to take space for his team.
Just fall back.
Sheesh. This is something that a lot of people don't understand on Pearl. If you get the bomb down, so many people in ranked, what they're trying to do is get the bomb down and just run back A main. Meanwhile, you see Tenz go ahead and push up. So the thing about this is when it comes to host plants on Pearl, you want to control at least 2 of the 4 entrances. And as a defender, your goal is to have 3 of the 4 entrances controlled. So what this kind of means is that like here, right, you want to have all 3 of these as a defender, because then you know forcibly they have to either be main or like late work mid, right? There's the only 2 locations they can really be. By Tenz pushing the secret, he's giving his team 1, 2 of the controlled areas, right? And that's something that you really want to do. So many people try to plant when they're planting. They plant like right here. I hate this plant spot. This plant spot's super weak. It's a safe plant spot to plant, but overall, if you have the availability or have the option, planting right here or planting right here are infinitely better because there's more directions you can play, right? In both these positions, from these plant spots, you can still play them from A main, but they open them up to like different areas, this area and this area. If they were secret and you had flower control, you could plant right here and it still does the exact same thing, right? Stinger is the meta right now. I'm telling you right now, the Stinger is like the most broken weapon in the game. You can see even in like I Immortal Radiant, they're buying the Stinger. So the reason why you're probably curious why Tenz can walk down without knife out is 2 different things, right? A lot of people like in this situation, they'd be really weary, but the second he sees the Cypher trips die here and that nobody's jump spotting him B, knew they were using the Cypher trips as a means to get information on whether or not they were coming down B long. And it's an eco round anyway, so he just took the gamble to go ahead and walk. And then here he just ends up whiffing. So, I mean, this is something small in Jet, but I feel like a lot of people don't realize it. When he jumps, right, he always jumps before he updrafts, and then on top of that, he always tries to get on some sort of elevation just to give him that extra verticality, right? Don't get me wrong, he could updraft from the ground and updraft over the smoke, but every inch counts. A lot of people say 2 inches is enough, and I'm in agreement with that, right? So, you know, that extra 2 inches bonus can go a long way, right? Okay, he has dash, so he actively takes an aggressive fight. This is like the rule in ranked. And in professional play, you shouldn't do this. But like in ranked, essentially, if you're a 4vx, you're only +1, especially as Jet, you have permission to take like a 50-50, right? Because it's not really a 50-50 because you have your dash. If you lose it, it's not a big deal. If you win it, then you're up 2, which is way bigger. I think the thing that Tenz is the greatest at, and like this is a lot of people undervalue, like he puts his crosshair is always on the position that's like the highest threat. It gets to the point where he's like, okay, this is my highest threat. Goes up when Phoenix flashes, takes away angle away from him. He's like, well,
we just win.
He's always on the best threat angle. Anytime, unless you're opping, if Astra ever pulls back this star, you always spam it. Because you never know when you're going to get an accidental kill. The amount of kills you'll get once you figure out where headshot percentage is, roughly, by the way. Headshot height is right about like at the top of this little thing, this line. But if you spam this, you'll get so many kills. So many people don't do it. Like, they'll just let this cross happen for free. Yeah.
What the?
As Jet, you can play here, and you just saw why. I don't really need to explain it too in depth. If you're good enough, yeah. I mean, not that if you're not good enough. Like, you can dash backwards vertically. No, never mind. Don't do that. I lied. Do not do that. But yeah, your dash does cover enough distance to get from here to here. That's why as Tenz, like, you can take these fights. Like, you can go like here. You can like look for these fights aggressively. Then you can just do this, and then you're out. I still think it's a little strong though. Good comms by Tenz. Asking for flashes. It's something that duelist players don't do enough, is like ask for flashes. If you're ever a Jet, you should be asking for flashes anytime you want to peek. All you Jet players just take things raw. Use protection. It's important. Leslie wants to play another part of the map. Tenz, you are 1 HP, my guy.
Oh, fuck me, I guess.
I think a lot of people don't realize why he did this, right? Okay, so Ray's Roomba does 80 damage. Decay does 50 damage, or 875, I mean. So there's a high probability that he just won't die. I think Roomba's max damage is 80, right? So Decay is gonna hit him for 80, and then the cap thing's gonna hit him for 80. Very low chance that he dies, so he just stand there, and he can wait to see if anybody over peaks or peaks just a little bit too early. I'm giving him an opening with the op. So many people try to shoot Ray's utility as like Jet, when you, in reality, you kind of don't have to until it's literally exploding in your face. Spam smokes, everyone. Don't forget, spamming smokes is important. Oh my god. He's disgusting, no? Prep stash again, looks for his fight. Oh my god. Oh my god. The thing that's important to take here, there's no real tech. It's just, this is just about isolating fights, right? He sees Jet, he's aware, he isolates another 1v1, he's just playing around backside and just isolating ones left and right. I want you to pay attention to how he's the one that actively chooses to take fights. I think a lot of people in this position would try to wait for somebody to like push into them and then try to let them make the play on them. But notice, he always like strafes to the right, he takes the fight. He wants to take to the left, he's moving to the left, taking the fight, right? He dashes away, calls it a day. He moves forward, double crosses. Cypher pops cage. He doesn't wait for the Cypher to come out of the cage. He takes the fight to Cypher. This is something that if you want to be a duelist player or somebody who's like psychotic, it's super important. Like you have to have an ego and you have to take the fights you want. Can you take solo fights in even numbers? Yeah. My rule of thumb is all the way up until you're +1, you can take solo fights. Obviously the +1 solo fight should be smarter than like whatever. Even numbers and +1, you can take solo fights if you think it's a good fight, right? Don't just go take like a 50-50 randomly across mid on Ascent. If it's 3v3 and you're on Ascent and you're just like peeking mid from Cat, like and taking this fight tiles because you know they're tiles, that's dumb. But in like Tenz's situation, he's in a pretty condensed area with a Phantom. He knows he's just hit a lot of shots. He's feeling himself, right? He's just walking into a cage. It's not that big a deal. You're taking a 50-50. You're worth 2 points because you're not necessarily worth 2 points. The map control's worth 1 is what I would say. Notice the star. Look at Tenz's body language the second he sees the star. Look at this. Okay? So smokes are really hard to play around if the enemy gets in the smoke first. So look at how fast he aggressively postures. The second the smoke pops, he's immediately inside it. You need to get used to like when you start seeing smokes bloom, you want to be the first person to like claim the space. Because then anybody that tries to enter your space, you have the advantage in. Yeah, that cam would definitely see over it. God, look at how little fear Tenz has. And that dog stuns 2 people. That is insane value from that dog, I'm gonna be honest. I am shocked that dog stuns them both. Notice just that Tenz has no fear, bro. This is what you need. If you're a duelist player, like, you need to understand reason, right? Like, obviously you can't be an idiot. Like, he's not an idiot level of no fear. His plays are still, like, relatively calculated, but when he's trying to capitalize off of utility, like, he is not scared. No, Guapo is not as bad as Masaru. Masaru is annoying because he doesn't calm and he, like, trolls a lot. Guapo is bad because he doesn't take the game seriously. I hate this angle. I genuinely think playing beyond this pillar is so bad. I see so many people do it, and like, I'm just not a fan of it. I just don't like it. I feel like he should have just shifted back hall here and then played this angle instead. It allows him to isolate fights better. I think after he got this first kill, he got like horny, I think. I mean, I guess he has dash, and it's like not the worst, but like he doesn't even prep it. Like he doesn't even have the intention of getting out, right?
Don't molly me.
I'm going headshot.
Bro saw his life flash before his eyes on that molly. Okay.
Nice.
My man is horny as fuck.
Oh shit.
This is something that like don't want to do. Like I don't even like this peak. Like I'm not the biggest fan. You're giving a 50-50 in a 3v5, giving him an opportunity to open back into the round. I think this is just ego. I think he just thinks he's gonna win the fight. I just think he's giving them opportunities back to the run. I think the first one was fine. He had op, he had advantage. The enemy team might have known he had op, but like even then, like I'm down for this. Like this hard hold, like you're only +1. Yeah, your post plant, maybe you want to play your life, but like I'm down to try to get the +2 with the op peak. I would just go back, pick up my Phantom though after this. I think re-peeking here is really troll. You can re-hold this angle if you want to, because you have an op and you have dash prepped. But like past this, like even this is a little like because you have alarm bot here, right? It's like little ambitious after. But I'm down for the op. But yeah, that third peak was definitely in. And then the knife's peak was also, that's how you throw rounds. But I can respect it, go for the clip. Vomit though. Silly.
120.
Oh my.
The only reason he takes this fight, by the way, is because he knows, okay, so this fight right here, a lot of people be like, it's 1v2 OD. You always come up with the rule that, like, in 1v2, you should always play with each other. But, like, you have to realize in this situation, there's no way he can ever play with the Phoenix here. When he knows exactly where he is, and he doesn't want to, like, peek him without knowing where he is first, right? He doesn't want him to get into a position that he might not know about, so that's why he peeks. That is basically it for me.